After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 605. Today is Tuesday, Tuesday, June 18th, 2024, as we are recording. I want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Foot in the Woman Cave. I am Arlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
Totally also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
I want to welcome, as I said, all new and returning viewers to the Foot in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we are glad that you found us, and we hope that you see something you enjoy, so you'll stay with us. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or returning, but in the shadows, and you'd like to become official.
Not in the shadows.
Not in the shadows, out in the light. Come into the light. All you have to do is press the little subscribe button somewhere under the video, and I think it's white, but it used to be red, I think. Anyway, there's a button that says subscribe. You just tap that, and there's a little bell that you can tap, and it'll have a drop-down menu, and it'll tell you, ask you if you want to receive all the notifications, some of them or none of them. We only do it once a week, so, it's not really a big deal, but if you want to do that, you've got that option. Let's see here. If you want to be part of the alongs, then you need to be a part of our home group, which is at phmpodcast.freeforms.net, and that's below the video. And that's where all the information is about the alongs, all the, minutia information is about the alongs, and all the camaraderie and all the, it's fun over there. It's actually picked up a little bit the last couple of days, which is nice.
Right.
People are posting. I think they're trying to get everything in before the end of Autism Awareness.
Yes, that makes sense.
So, okay. So
rush to the finish.
Yeah, rush to the finish. Now, we each have two projects, plus I have one that I can't show.
But the one you can't show pushes you over. You wave the bag at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning. Before I do that, we're not there yet. We're going to talk about our tea. That is going to be a distraction. Okay, I would prefer that be off.
Bye-bye birdies.
And that...
Oh, besides we have Dad wandering around outside. Yeah. So no birdies will be there anymore.
That off, what I was talking about is our bird cam that my husband got me for Mother's Day. And she constantly has it on, and it's going to be a distraction. So it's going off until afterward. Because I like the birds, she likes the birds, and we will all of a sudden go, bird. And no. Anyway, okay, so let's go into our tea then. I am using my double-walled Adagio mug with the lid made out of the same material. I think it's some kind of just ceramic or porcelain or something.
Yeah, something.
It's very...
I don't think it's ceramic.
No, I don't think so. I think it's porcelain or something. But it's a double-walled mug, so it keeps things fairly warm. Davina got me this with a tea, I don't know, a few Christmases back. It was a set. And the tea I'm using is not an Adagio tea.
Yeah.
It is a Whistling Kettle salted caramel chocolate tea, and I have a tablespoon of silk vanilla creamer, it's almond milk, dairy creamer, non-dairy creamer, and that with a little bit of sugar makes this almost like a caramel candy. Like it's got that smoothness, like maybe a Kraft caramel or maybe a Worthington's.
I was thinking
Werther's Original.
Yeah.
It's quickly becoming one of my favorites. Taya got it for me on a whim. We were talking about it, and she let me try her sample because she didn't care for it that much.
Well, you also had your own sample. I got both.
Oh, did you give me a sample too? Okay.
I got both of us a sample.
I couldn't remember. I just know she gave it to me. So so I had one, and I finished it, and I said I wanted some. So she got me the bigger one.
And while I was getting you the bigger one, I gave you my sample and my tin.
Right. That's right. Because this tin was hers. We traded because it already had all the information. They didn't have to write it out again.
Yeah, I was like, why bother?
So, and it's really it re-steeps well. You have to steep it for about a minute longer or half a minute longer. And like I said, with that cream in it, kind of a nice sweet thing. So if I don't have a lot of calories for like a snack or something, this will give me a little bit of the sugar I need, and it will and it tastes good. And I don't have to have anything to eat. I can just have this,
Right.
and it's moderate caffeine, so I can drink it up to about maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. After that, I kind of like to have decaffeinated stuff or non-caffeinated, but this is not a full caffeinated tea, so that's nice.
Well, I mean, it's full caffeine, just not high caffeine.
Depends on how you look at the word. Yeah. I meant entirely caffeinated. That's from full caffeinated, like a full bottle, or you know what I'm saying. It has caffeine in it, but not completely. So,
I just never heard of someone calling it like half caffeinated or
I didn't say half
partially caffeinated. It's just like it's caffeinated, but it's either low caffeine, medium caffeine, or high caffeine.
Do not mess with me, little girl.
So,
and there are trace caffeines and no caffeines.
Yes, there are, but that's not the case for that one. So in my Keep Calm and Use Your Little Gray Salesman of Me mug,
Yes.
is my Adagio Black Dragon Pearls.
That's really full. Did you just make? You said you didn't have to remake it.
No, I didn't have to remake it. I made it early in the morning, so like around 3 a.m.
I think you tasted this one last time we were on the podcast.
I've never had it with the cream though.
Okay. Here. Take the spoon out. We have slightly different taste profiles.
It's okay.
I really like it. I think I made this one a little stronger. This particular one. I really like it. This one reminds me also of the England teas, but with a little bit of a flavor profile difference. This is Dragon Pearls.
Yes.
Sorry about the slurping. What am I tasting?
Black Dragon Pearl is black tea.
No, there's something in there, like
No, it literally is just a rolled black tea.
but it's like
It's a kind of black tea.
I actually like that. That's not a Ceylon, that's for sure.
No, it's its own thing.
I like that. That may be one where if she has a big bag, I might ask
Yeah, because
for
that's the one, Mom, where it's rolled into little balls.
Right, I've seen those. I have to see if I have
You've never picked it up.
no. I think they have something similar to it at Adagio, and I'm
That's where
wondering-
this came from, was Adagio.
Oh, I thought it came from Whistling Kettle.
No, this is Adagio.
I wonder if I got it in CT or something and tried it. I have to check.
This was the first tea I got from Adagio.
Okay, it's really good. I'm always leery of black teas. I'm gonna have to write that one down. That sometimes I get kind of a yen for something that I don't have, but I don't want to have it on hand because I don't drink it enough. So if she likes it, she'll keep. Just like if she likes something once in a while that I like, but she doesn't want to keep it, I'll hold on to it. And so it's like our yarn. Everything is fluid in this house. In clothes, yarn, everything. And that includes Davina sometimes. Okay, now, and thank you to everybody who waved back at Davina last week. That makes her day. I haven't told her all the people who waved back, but she always gets really excited. So thank you very much. I think it would make her birthday or whatever it was. No, it wasn't her birthday.
It was just
saying
dropping
hi.
off a list.
Yeah, that's right. She gets excited, so that's nice. Okay, so you did your tea and I did my tea.
Yes.
That leads into autism awareness. And honestly, guys, if you're doing autism projects, you need to get them done, okay? Because you only have about 2.5 weeks. I think we have one more podcast and then a few days before we pull for prizes. So we have like maybe 10 or 12 days. What is today?
Today's the 16th?
The 17th, I think. 18th. Today's the 18th.
That's right, because Thursday's the 20th.
Yeah. So we have 12 more days for autism awareness. So get those projects done and get them in. And if they are using the featured yarns or featured patterns, don't forget to do double or triple postings for the finished object only. And the way that you can get those double and triple posting chances is listed in the thread, okay? And the featured yarns and featured patterns are all in the thread, especially since this is autism awareness. It's not just mine and Talia's and Laura's. There are a couple of other people's. They are in the thread, okay? I haven't said them in a while, so I'm just going to say 10 hours or less, braided bright. Modest Creations.
Honestly, for the fact that it's almost done, it's all...
Well, I just wanted to toot their products. Tout their products. Modest Creation. She has a weighted lap gown and teddy bear. I'm not going to tell you what the patterns are because it's too late to really get started.
Yeah, unless you're really quick.
But those are the people. I think we decided on one other person. I can't remember who it was.
Wasn't it Kay?
Kay and Chronically Crocheting, I think. So those are people. The patterns, they had to be bright colored or they had a specific pattern. And I'm only mentioning them because I wanted to say if you have, you have a free set of needles or hooks and you want to start something you don't know what, those are really good people. George is 10 hours or less. Okay. And the Autism Awareness is...
I particularly like his baby blankets.
He's great. The thing about George is he gives you all these different variations for sizes and yarns, and he tells you how to do it. George is fabulous. I haven't seen him anywhere. I've tried to get a hold of him. I don't know where he is, but he is...
Yeah, because last time I got something from him, I think I went to his website.
Yeah, he's absolutely fabulous. He's very talented, and he's very approachable when you can reach him now. I don't know if he's pulled back a little from social media for some reason or other, but his patterns are really nice, and he's always very adaptable. He's one of those people that you think, boy, he could charge a lot more because he goes through the gamut. He goes through everything. Just fabulous. The hashtag for this is hashtag... I forget what the hashtag is. Well, it's in the thread.
Yeah.
It's in the thread.
Because it doesn't matter really unless...
Unless they want to look it up.
Yeah.
The other one we're doing is the Anything Goes Mal, which means that this is a make-along. Oh, and for all of our longs, we've added paper crafts, along to our fiber things. And again, that's in the threads.
Now, I guess technically, it doesn't matter if people who are Instagram who can't take, like, say you have someone who's not involved in PHN at home, they might not be able to take part in getting prizes, but can still post on their Instagram just to be like, hi.
Oh, yeah, or I like that.
Yeah. And, tag their thing.
Right.
Because they're still knitting along, crocheting along, even if they don't want to try to join the home.
Right, because I don't pull, at this point, I'm not pulling prizes from Instagram. It's too much work to do to keep track of both places.
But if people still, they don't want necessarily, if they're not interested in winning prizes but still want to show off any autism projects.
Yeah, or the other one, the
whichever one.
This Anything Goes, which is going all year, which is exactly what it says, and we are getting ready to pull for the second quarter of this when we pull for the Autism Awareness prizes, and all the pertinent information is in the threads there.
Yeah, the only thing that might be important is any tags.
Yeah, the tag is
just because that means they can use it on Instagram if they're not a part.
Okay, hashtag PHN Anything Goes on Instagram, okay? And this, the features, yarns, and patterns for this one are just my things, which is Lady Fernico Creations, Taya's things, which is Franciscan Gypsy Designs, and Talia's things, which are, no, I just said that, Laura's things, which are, I think, Lollipop Girl Creations, I think. So if you have her yarn or her patterns or whatever, not glitter stuff, this is all yarn and paper, okay? Okay. Going into... I hear Davina, she must be getting ready to take a shower.
Yeah.
Okay. My first project to show you... I can't show you. Okay.
Just what bag?
I'll just show you the bag. And this bag, this amazing bag...
Yeah, careful with your tea.
Yes. This amazing bag is ginormous, and this bag is made by the very lovely and very sweet and very generous Christina, who is Mama C. It's all my owls. Some of them are angry owls.
Yes.
But some of them aren't.
Well, owls tend to have a resting face.
Some. Everybody has a resting face.
Yes, but not the resting bee face.
I saw a cute little owl. He had his own little hat and his own little water bottle, and he fit in your hand. The
little book that... once I'm finished, they'll go up in the bathroom with little factoids about birds. They're talking about the smallest owl.
It fits like in your hand.
Well, apparently it's even small. It's like, about hummingbird size.
Oh, really?
Maybe not quite that small, but...
Because they've got a bigger body. They have, by definition,
yeah,
owl.
I mean, but like the height.
Right.
Well, it might be closer to sparrow.
These were so cute. They're like little puff balls. I mean, they had these big, they're just adorable. I want a baby owl. I want a little miniature pygmy owl. I'm going to, a little pygmy owl. And because they were letting it ride on one of those things, those metal things that you see sometimes on project bags where they put the straps. I think they're called carbingers.
I don't know.
Something like that. Anyway, it was this little metal loop. And that's in lieu of having like a gauntlet or something, because their feet can't get around it. They had it on this little metal loop, and that one was the one with the umbrella.
Right.
And so they're so cute. I think little owls are so cute. But anyway, I digress. That is my no-show project.
Okay, so this project moved bags as I freed up something that I had going that I finally just frogged because I wasn't working on it. So in my, let's see, Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival bag. That was actually a pretty good quality bag.
Yep. I think we said that they had better quality bags than the Maryland.
I thought Maryland was better. I can't remember.
I don't remember. I thought we had it the other way around.
I can't remember. I have one of both, but...
Yeah, I do too. I think I have 2 of Shenandoah's.
Oh, you had 2 of Maryland's.
Maybe it's Maryland. I don't know. I have 2 of one of them.
So, in here I have my Log Cabin Love. Not Log Cabin Love. Yeah, Log Cabin Love. By 10 Hours or Less George.
Our very own George.
So, I'm in the middle of a row, but I did add on the lavender. And I'm on the wrong side, so let's see.
It's very pretty.
And here's the lavender. Just added that in. I'm just starting to do the heart pattern. And this is the lavender.
Very nice.
So, it's drastically different than the bright blue that it's up against. But yeah. It's nice to be on a different color.
I'm sure it is.
Because it feels like I've been on the one purple for a while. Partially because I kept working on my other scrap blanket, which I just need to finish binding off that one, not log, yeah, I guess I could say log, so I can then pick up stitches for the next one. I've just been too lazy to do that.
Right.
So yeah, that's that. I'm just really happy to be in a new color.
Right. Okay. My next project is in my M&M's bag. I'm not sure where I got this. I think I got it from Las Vegas.
You've had it forever.
I've had it forever. And this is my It's Not Easy Being Green blanket project from the Migraine Blanket Pattern by Talia. And I had a little adventure. I thought I got all the stitches on when I cast on, but I was 20 short. And I thought I knew what to do, but I wanted to make sure I asked her first. So she did the math, and I was correct. So now I am no longer in just the little border. I'm doing the actual blanket itself. After doing the math, it's going to be a little smaller than it would have been, but not a whole lot, I don't think. We'll see how it pans out, but I think it'll be fine. And this, I've got different shades of green from Miss Babs. I was using this for one of her mosaic blankets. I will revisit her mosaic blankets. I just don't have time to sit there and just think about, and mosaics aren't hard. They really aren't. I enjoy them.
You haven't even finished a mosaic dishcloth the owl one I designed for you.
I did finish the bookmark after a fashion. I had to stop because I got lost where I was. So I just ended it. But I did finish that one. I really do like it. It's just that I have to pay attention, and I don't always have time to do it during the day where I'm by myself, and I can just pay attention because the light in the house is not real good in the dark. There's something deep. It's not always real good in here in the evening, and my husband doesn't always like me to work on projects if we're like he doesn't want me to do it during a date night.
Yeah.
I can understand that. The other days he doesn't care, but if it's a date night, he doesn't want me to. And sometimes that's the only time I want to do it. So
right, of course it is.
Because, perversity of human nature and body and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully I'll get back to doing that. There are a couple of mosaic things that Talia has made that I want to do and has designed, and there are a couple of patterns I picked up when I was so excited about and that Talia got for me also that I'm really excited about that do mosaic. I just have to sit down and do it. I got a little thrown by one of them. I started or was going to start a shawl, and I couldn't figure out the repeats.
Right.
Because it was, I don't know what, I think what it was is I know repeats on a regular flat pattern, like just, it's not going to have any increases, but the shawl had increases. And it was confusing me with the increases and stuff for the color work.
Right.
So,
well,
yeah.
the dishcloths that I designed are just perfect for you because everything is on the chart. There's no repeating. It's all...
Here's my thing that I want to do, and it's never going to happen because I don't do it. But you have all those cute little mosaics. You have an owl. Mm-hmm. Just one owl?
I think I can't remember if I have
I think
two.
you made 2 owls. Let's say you have 2 owls. You have at least 2 bunnies, right? You have a bunny and a bunny butt.
Yeah.
I can make a blanket with those squares.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so cute if I could just get past my stupid dislike of making the squares. It would be adorable. I think I could even crochet them together instead of...
Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about that. And that would actually be kind of cooler because you already have a raised fabric with the way that it is with the mosaic. You've already got a texture to that. I think then having it crocheted on with a different color.
Yeah, just a contrasting color.
Yeah, which would be kind of cool.
And I could have...
like a white or a black.
Yeah, I could have plain blocks. I don't know, how many animals do you have for the...
Oh, I'm not sure. Because I never got around to doing like a duck or anything.
I think you have 2 owls.
Yeah,
I think one is with a book, and one is just...
I have 1 or 2 owls. I have... Because it's also hard for me to remember because I also designed bookmarks.
Right. I know you did... Did you do the bunny... I think you did the bunny butt. Yes, you did a bunny butt because we had it in the...
Yes.
The kitchen. So we had the bunny butt and the regular bunny.
Yes.
So that's 2.
Because I have a bunny face and a bunny butt.
Right.
Then there's at least 1 owl.
Maybe 2. I think there's 2.
There might be 2. Were those the only ones I did?
It might be the only ones you did that were animals.
It might be because I did bookmarks as well.
Yes. What I'd like to put in an order for eventually when you're up to it is an owl, at least for the owl and the bunny. Those are our animals.
Yeah.
With a book and with a teacup.
Yeah.
So that we have, just the regular generic, and then one with a book each, and one with a teacup each, and then maybe one with them together. You know, I mean, this is something I don't know when she'll get to it because she doesn't feel up to it, but it's just something to play around with. Because that would be a great little blanket.
Yeah.
And the light's starting to bother her. I can see that, so we'll push on now.
So you done with that project?
Yeah.
Okay, so I ended up starting the same project, the migraine blanket. I sort of remembered how much of a nice project this was, and I'm, especially with the problem focusing that I have right now, I'm just looking for things that I can just knit without really focusing at all on it. And I have all this baby yarn, so this is I think it's called pastel green.
Yeah, I think that's what you said.
It's Pound of Love. I actually have another skein of it coming in because I'm going to need the second skein. Not the whole second skein, just a little bit of it in order to finish this. Which means every time I use this blanket, unless I combine it with something else, I'm always going to buy a second skein.
Well, maybe we can end up making kind of a pastel rainbow blanket later.
Right.
You know?
Because I'm not going to keep these. These will be for, probably keep a couple of neutrals here. Like this one's a good neutral. And then any other ones could go to the pregnancy center. Just so we have some already made if someone has a baby at church, just have a stash that's ready to go.
You have to pull out that, the one I made that's pink, and give it to my friend who is due any day.
Right.
I didn't see her today.
Do you know if she's going to, for sure she's going to have a girl? But
I said, so you sure it's a girl? She said, yes, it's traitor.
So
She's supposed to have a boy for me.
I did end up, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. But this was a blanket that I designed while I was actually actively having a migraine. That was before I had any sort of medicine for my migraine, so it was at the point where I would be nearly in tears because my migraines are so bad at that point. But so that tells you how simple it is. It can be done almost entirely by touch. It's been a very long time since I've knit this pattern.
I'm looking forward to it because I'm trying to open my repertoire. I'd like to have 2 or 3 crochet blankets that I go to, and 2 or 3 knitted. So this will be one of my knitted ones. And I like this 5410 one I'm doing. I just haven't picked it up and done it, so that might be one of them as well.
The nice thing about this versus the 5410 is there is no counting of rows.
Right.
You know, you just do it to the length that you want, and then you do the garter edge.
Well, I'd like to maybe modify this, look at it, and maybe have you help me with the math a little bit, and just have, okay, you have the border, and then XYZ, another one, XYZ, like bars.
Yeah.
And do it that way, and that would be nice to have. And you just mark it, you don't have to worry about it after that.
Well, exactly.
That would be...
The only thing is that that's one that will change with the as you go up in the pattern size.
Right. I think what you can do
you totally math it. You just have to.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a little bit more math involved than this original pattern requires.
Right. Well, there would be, and or maybe even something. And I thought about this as well. I can see it in my head, so I can probably do it on my own. Pretty much, you'd have to help me to understand how to math it out. But like you have your border and a little bit and your border, but you also have your border. It's kind of like.
Well, the border stays as it is.
No. What I'm saying is, in this particular idea that I have, you got the one border all the way around, right? And when I would go in to do the next bar, that way, instead of going all the way down to the border, there would also be like a little bit of stuff in between, and you do it this way. So you'd have garter and garter, but you'd have the whatever is here in between. It like this, Taya. Do you have a piece of paper? Oh, here I have one.
I don't.
All right, look. You have like this, right? And then you have like this, and then like that.
Okay, that was what I thought you were talking.
It was or wasn't?
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be because you're not starting from the center.
Right.
It's because with crochet you would start from the center with something like that.
Right.
So,
well, with crochet it could be, it would essentially be a log cabin.
Right. Exactly.
Unless you just chose the colors, as you went. But anyway, that's all there is to say about it. You go ahead and finish yours because.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm starting to get a little tired.
Yeah, I can tell that.
I mean, of course, you could in general do it. It's certainly easier for the knitting one just to go straight, whereas crochet I think lends itself a little bit more for you would actually almost be better off to do a circle almost like you would for a toy.
Right.
And then that would be really pretty, but you could still turn the corner.
I don't like circular blankets.
I was just thinking, I think you can still turn the corner with crochet and then just keep going. Because crochet lends itself really well for that.
I've done it several times.
It's just the nature of crochet. But
well, that's the nice thing about it. You don't have to do it like a log cabin. You can just change the color.
Yeah, exactly.
And go around it.
Working from the center.
Okay, so are you finished?
Yes.
Okay. My last project is my pusheen. Okay, it's in here. And I've gotten to the point where I'm just about ready to stuff the body and everything. I think what I'm going to be doing, if I'm reading this correctly, is sewing the top together after I stuff it, and I have to figure out what I'm putting the eyes in and everything because since to crochet the ears, I had to take a closer look at it. But anyway, I'm almost done with the body.
Yay!
So and it would have taken me this long, except I haven't been working on it. So
well, you were having a problem with your hands.
I was having trouble with my hands, and then I had a kind of a dying of yarn spurt. So and then I had to think about listing and all that kind of stuff. So it had to go to the side, and that's what I did with that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Alrighty. I have no journaling.
Oh, I don't either. I have some ideas. Oh, we'll talk about that later. But the artist, that artist that day showed us.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything like that. I do have, for those of you who've been waiting patiently for my yarn, all my listings are up, except for the fingering sock of daffodil, but everything else is up. I put it all up over the weekend, and I hope to dye some more yarn later. Rena, I'm sorry it took me so long to answer you, but I did respond to your PM in PHN, so if you want to take a look at that, it's there, and it shouldn't be a problem. And yeah, it's just everything. I doubled my shop offerings almost. So if you're interested in that yarn, it's there. I hope to be dyeing more yarn in the near future. My husband's home right now, so that's not probably going to happen too much here. Maybe it will. Sometimes he has things to do and I have free time. And I have to dye a skein of yarn for Talia and one for someone else who private messaged me, and I need to do that, and they have to be done separately due to the method I use.
Right.
But that will be, coming there. I hope to get the daffodil fingering sock up. If somebody likes the fingering sock daffodil and it's not up, PM me. I will reskein it and get it out to you.
Right.
And I'll put the listing up. But I'm happy to be back into the groove of dyeing yarn again. That's a lot of fun. All right. I think that's all we have.
Stash?
I don't have any stash enhancements.
The only thing I have is what literally just came in. You might enjoy this. What it's like to be a bird. From flying, nesting, eating. I just have a couple things that...
My bird thing, she's going off the wall. Off the rails.
Look
at the pictures.
Yeah, the pictures goes through like digestion.
He's eating a clam, I think.
Yes, you're right. Surf scoters foraging for clams in the ocean.
I must have a heck of a time cracking that shell.
I mean, but look at the beak, though.
Yeah, the big beak.
So, I mean...
Almost like a toucan-colored beak.
Because look at how...
It's very strong.
Now, it's partially the fault of your bird thing, and partially the fault of one of the people I follow fairly consistently on BookTube, who's a nature person as well as history.
I always wonder what loons look like. The chicks are cute.
Yeah, they are.
They're little black chicks. They're adorable.
So, it goes to the different breeds, but also, it's a little bit different than your average bird book. It just doesn't go through, like, if
Puffin?
you're watching them. Yep, Wait, they call them Alsted? The Northern Hemisphere equivalent of penguins, but they're not related.
Huh.
They sure look like... Here's Puffin.
Yeah, I thought this was Puffin. That's what I was looking at, this one,
Yeah.
Puffin.
They must be in the same family or whatever.
Wait, not too greedy, huh? 3, whatever those are.
Well, maybe it's feeding babies. Yeah, it's feeding babies.
Aren't they adorable?
So, unlike your average bird book...
Look at the size of that beak.
Look at the...
It's a crab.
Oh, it's a crab, okay. And
That's a sandpiper.
Yeah. And look, they show several different kinds of different beaks. So it's like I said, it's a little bit different than your average bird book because it doesn't go into huge details. I wonder if this is
Owls?
a hawk.
Hawks. Ooh, isn't he
They're
pretty?
called accipiters.
Accipiters. Accipiters?
So it goes just through the different
Those must be the
kinds.
predators. Because you got an eagle here.
Yeah, but the eagle's in its own section, I think.
Oh, I see it's eagles.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, this goes more into types.
He's eating a lizard.
I've actually never seen a picture of a real roadrunner.
I think I've actually seen him when I was in the Southwest.
Huh.
I think.
Flycatchers. So, yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. Show that one.
The swallows. So, yeah, this one's a little bit more general. I mean, it talks about things like, they don't generally in the average bird book talk about like nesting cycles and things like that. So it has different details. Oh, isn't that pretty?
We're big bird people here.
Yeah.
Like birds. That's pretty. I like the coloring on this one.
Yeah. Rose-breasted grosbeak. Old world sparrows.
Pretty. He's got hair on his chest. Hair on his chest.
This is the house sparrow.
But he's got hair on his chest.
That's the male one.
Well, good.
Because here's the female. She doesn't have the black.
Yep.
Because I've actually been looking into the house sparrows. I thought at first we'd get them in this area, but I'm not so sure anymore. Dust bathing.
Those are pretty.
These
finches.
are our
We have
these
finches.
are our house finch.
Yep, we have finches.
We get these house finches.
We get the golden finches too.
Yes, we do. We don't get the... We could get the purple ones, but I think they're like winters down here. Oh, he's conjunctivitis.
Oh, poor little guy.
This is something, like I said, this book talks about some birds when they get sick, and
I think I saw this one.
the common redpoll. We'll check our bird books and see if it's local too. If your Virginia one doesn't show, we can check my big general one, and
something like that. It was something like that, but that looks really similar. It's hard sometimes because you can't get close enough to see them, because when you get close, they fly off.
yeah, unless you're using the camera, and if they don't go to the camera. Now, we don't get, I think it's a baby cowbird. We get the brown-headed ones right here. Oh, I want to see in the back of the head. I wish you gave me a good back of the head for that female, because there's one that has like a diamond in the back of its head, and it was chasing off the other birds, like viciously chasing off the other birds.
Yeah, we get fights at the bird feeder sometimes.
And I thought at first it was a catbird, but the beak was wrong. It was more like a cowbird's beak. So I just need to find a good picture of the back of the female cowbird's head. But anyway, so this book is interesting so far as like it covers different things like the nesting cycles of certain birds. Yeah, different kinds of foraging for them. It's not, this book isn't about, like most of the bird books seem to be about bird watching. This one's about, hey, let's learn about birds. This is something I could see maybe like if you were homeschooling and you wanted to teach. Okay, actually, this would be really good, because especially even for a younger, okay, what's it like to be a bird? You know, versus the kids might not be as into bird watching. But
although kids like to do that if they can go out and do it.
Yeah.
Because it's something else. It's like when we used to take the kids out and we'd walk to church or something, and we'd stop and we'd look at the snail, or we'd stop and look at, not something you just say, oh, we're going to look at snails, but we just,
Well, this is one of those things, like, you might have this in your part of your classroom thing, and then you could go and bird watch after that. You might have a little guide, but this would be your class stuff.
That would have been perfect to have somebody, and we should have done this in England. I don't know why we didn't. Because we had Thetford Forest right there. We could have taken, and people in England love to bird watch.
Yeah.
At least, and that sounds like generalizing, I apologize. But it seems to me that the people in England like to bird watch, and based on what we've seen. And it would have been great because we could have stopped people. They could have told us, They're not shy about sharing. If you ask, they like to do that.
Yeah.
It's nice. British people are really super.
So, yeah, this is just kind of cool. Gives a different feel for what you're looking at. Like I said, it's a good way to learn without necessarily having just a list of 20 different birds or 100 different birds that you're trying to memorize. Oh, weird. I wonder why it's missing. This male cardinal is like molting. He's missing his...
It looks like a vulture.
Yeah, well, he's missing part of his feathers on top of his head.
Is he sick, or is he...
It says that a male northern cardinal with all of its head feathers missing. Normally when they molt, they do it so gradually looking a little ragged but fully feathered throughout. Occasionally, a cardinal loses all of its head feathers at once, revealing dark gray skin and the ear opening. The feathers soon grow back, and there's little risk to being bald for a short time as long as the weather is not too cold or wet. The condition has been recorded mainly in a few suburban species in eastern North America. And they talk of blue jays. Well, one blue jay kept in captivity molted all of its head feathers this way for 8 years in a row, suggesting that this can be a normal strategy, but it's still not clear why it's triggered in some individuals.
Well, if he was kept in a house somewhere, that maybe he just didn't like being kept in a house.
Yeah.
Poor blue jay.
I mean, you can't pick at his head, though.
No, it wasn't picking at his head. It was molting.
You think it was just...
He said it was molting.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking of when parrots start pulling their feathers.
Yeah, but they pull out their... a bird
That's what I'm saying. They can't do it at their head. But, yeah. That's the kind of interesting facts that this includes that you aren't going to get in your normal bird watching book, because the bird watching might have things like nesting habits, bird song, what they look like, all very cool information.
And also their migration.
Yeah, and the migration. This is like a bigger form of that trivia book. Just a little bit more information, whereas the trivia one is perfect for the bathroom. You have little bites of information. That's why I want to, when I'm done, put it in there, because Davina might pick it up and read it. You know, that'll get actually really correct
Information instead of the bathroom
instead
reader.
of the bathroom reader. But yeah, this is cool. I do think it'd be very good for teaching kids about birds.
Is it bad that I read David and Shirley?
It says David Allen Sibley. That's the author. So, and they just have really cool did you knows in the back. So if you ate like a bird, you might eat more than 25 large pizzas a day.
Oh my goodness.
The American white pelican is more than 2,000 times as heavy as a hummingbird. That's equivalent to a difference between a human and a blue whale.
Oh my gosh.
Down from ducks and geese is still the most efficient insulation known, natural or synthetic. In the senses of vision, hearing, touch, and smell, many species of birds have abilities that surpass humans, and they can also sense the Earth's magnetic field.
Well, that's interesting.
Some birds spend the entire winter in the air and even sleep while flying.
That's interesting.
The pitches in some bird songs are related mathematically, like a musical scale. Yet this is a perfect setup for kids.
It's a perfect setup for me.
You know, this is another one when I'm done. I might leave it in the bathroom.
Well, no, that'll get wet and it'll get all messed up.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have to leave it out somewhere, though, because this does have, look, it has little sections.
Blurbs, yeah.
Because it has little squares that tell you each section. This is a really nice...
It's a good instructive material.
Yeah. And it's in bite-sized pieces. So...
I wonder if it looks like they made the whole thing.
Yeah, that's how they make their
nest. Look, they start with like a this is what it's a
It looks like when
bushes.
It's called a bush tit.
Bush tit. They start like with an opening, like like a sock. And
yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
They kind of build out like a sack.
Yeah, it almost looks like when you are doing like loom knitting or something.
Yeah, it's except loom knitting's not closed at the bottom necessarily.
Well, you can though.
You have to close it at the end.
Yeah.
But that's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a bird's nest hanging like that. I mean, I've heard of them, but
so yeah, these really cool things that you don't get to see in most. Yeah, this is a very nice.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is. This is something like, man, I wish something like that existed.
This is a knitting and crocheting and papercraft podcast, not a birding podcast, but, we do tend to have our little, what do you call it, sidetracks.
Yeah.
And we get excited about that. People who've been with us for a while realize this.
Yeah.
Well,
I hadn't had a chance to look through that one.
That's
the title had sounded cool. I didn't realize even how quite as cool as it is.
No elf control.
Well,
okay.
Knowing me, I probably got that highly
it's
on
used,
sale.
right? I mean,
I get all my books used.
Yeah, I can tell just by the top there, it looks used.
Yeah,
but it's in very good condition. She got another one that was used. Was it for Daddy or was it? It was, and I said that looked like a teaching book.
Yes, I think it was the cactus. Was it the cactus?
I think it was the cactus one. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was the one that eBay was like, you should try this, and I'm like, well, actually, Dad would like that.
I should try that.
Yes.
Okay. I was going to talk about journal stuff, but Ty is getting tired, so I just won't do that. Maybe I'll show you something, and if maybe I'll do something with it, and then I'll show you and explain why I did it the way I did.
That actually might be more effective.
Yeah. If I can get around to doing it. I might be a little sporadic. I might not have any projects and stuff this next week or two because I found out that I missed a reporting for Davina for her court stuff because they sent it to me like at the beginning of the year and said, oh yeah, you're due for this in whatever time period, and they didn't send me a reminder, and I completely forgot. So I told the lady, I said, look, I apologize. She said, oh, we've been doing this forever. I mean, I've been doing this for Davina for 20 years almost, I think, maybe more, and this is the first time I missed it. So she's like, yeah, we knew we'd get it for you. I said, well, look, I need some time because my husband's home.
When did it start when she was 18? Because
I think so.
So not 20 years.
She's 39.
That's not 20 years. That's
it's 21 years.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I'm tired.
Mathing.
I'm tired.
Yes. So it's been about 20 years.
That's crazy.
And so I missed it once, And so, yeah, I knew you'd get it once you realized it. And she's going to remind me closer to, and Ty's going to help me set up a reminder that the lady said she's going to send me a reminder at the beginning of February. I want Ty to help me set up one like the middle of January. So I'm already starting to get it ready before it comes in.
Right.
And then
This is the first time she's mentioned this to me.
No, I mentioned to you yesterday when it came to. Yes, I did. You just weren't listening. Yes, she does this. She thinks she knows everything.
You never talked to me about
I
this.
did. You were half asleep. You were sitting at your desk, and I told you this, and you said, She does this, and then she says I didn't do it. She's trying to gaslight me. Okay, anyway, regardless, that's why I might not have a lot of projects in the next week or two, because I have to be focusing on paperwork. But I'll try to keep up with the things, yarn and that kind of stuff. Do you have anything else you want to say? Mm-hmm. Okay, we want to remind you that it's not this Friday that's Zoom, is it?
No, last Friday of the month.
What's this Friday?
I think we have one more Friday, because Thursday is the 20th.
Okay, Thursday's the 20th, Friday's the 21st. Yes, we have, so it's not until the last Friday of the month that we have the Zoom for Patreons. And remember that the autism awareness is going to be closing down in about 12 days, and the second quarter of the Anything Goes is closing down. I will try to get up a thread for the other Along CDA, I think it is, cardiac dysautonomia arthritis. I'll try to get that up in the next few days. And then that's just to keep your eyes open for that. My shop has been updated, and we want to thank you for, I thank all the people who commented. I don't know if I got everybody. I tried. Meditative Crafter, Wendy, who is MacGyver. She's always MacGyver to us. Paula and Kara and Miss, we haven't seen her in a while. I can't remember how to say her name. Miss Didia? I'm not sure how she pronounces that. But anyway, she knows who she is, and we're really glad to see her back. Yeah. So we want to thank you for commenting, and if I missed you, we thank you for commenting as well. And we wish you a very wonderful, blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, paper crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. Please be careful with the heat.
Yes, and just to remind, I did verify it's not this Friday. It's a Friday after for PH and
okay.
Zoom,
so please be careful of the heat and enjoy your week. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. I think I said it's episode 605. And that's a wrap.
Bye.
Bye.